Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah everyone for joining this class on time. So today is the third day of our course, and today we will be learning about huruful mad, normal elongation, letters of normal elongation. So before we start our class, we will go through the correct sign-in PDF because there are still some of the students who are joining the class with their names. And we have mentioned this in the previous lessons as well, that it is very important to join with your personal ID, which should have been provided to you in the confirmation email. It is important because if you don't join with your ID, we can't record your attendance, and this will have an effect on your final grade as well, because from this course, we are hoping to get some teachers. So first of all, most of you who are already here, you would have done this step already, which is to join this meeting. But before you join the meeting, when you have to add the class ID, under that you also have to add your name. So sometimes this is the step which a lot of people miss because there's something already written in the box. So make sure that you type your personal ID, and also make sure that you tick all of these three boxes. This is important for the class discipline. So if you highlight this and get rid of it, your personal ID should be a capital L followed by 3 numbers. So you have to type that and then tick all of the boxes and join the meeting. Then this screen should come up where you have to type in the password. The password should also be in the email, the confirmation email. So afterwards, you have to provide your email, which should be the same email, the one you used when you were registering for this class. Sometimes this screen will come up because the teachers are preparing in the background and the class is supposed to start at 7 o'clock. So if you come early, then this is the screen you will see. And if you need more information, this is our website, nqc.org.uk. You can go to the website and there's this video which has more information on how to join Zoom and how to join correctly. So Jazakallah to all those who have joined with your correct ID, but those of you who haven't joined with your ID, please make sure that from next class onwards, you do join with your ID. One last thing, if you don't know where your ID is, if you can't find the email, then you can contact us. So you can contact us on this email, info@nqc.org.uk. Make sure that in the email, you provide us your name, and hopefully we can get back to you with your ID. From Monday onwards, those of you who don't join with your ID, we will have to leave you in the waiting room. So you won't be able to join the class unless you have used your ID. So before we start our today's lesson, which is the letters of elongation, we will recap the rules which we have learned so far. So I would like to ask the students. So in the previous lesson, you learned about thick letters, huruf tafkhim. So if please raise your hand if you know how many letters, thick letters are there. Okay, and can I request the ST to please pick one student?
L234.
L234, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. 7 letters, 7 thick letters.
Yes, that's right. There are 7 huruf tafkhim. And would you also like to tell what those 7 letters are, if you remember? If you even if you remember a few of them. Okay.
Kha, Ain, Ghain, Qaf.
Okay. Okay. Kha is right, but Ain is also right. Let me go to the next page. So these are the 7 letters, and there is an easy way to remember the 7 letters. So if you memorize this word, then you can easily recall all of the 7 letters. Would you like to? Is this L230?
Yes.
Okay, L230. Can you please?
L234.
Okay, L234. Please go. Can you go through these 7 letters? If you can just read them.
Dod, Dod, Ghain, Ta, Qaf, Qaf, Da.
Okay, Qaf and Da.
Da.
Okay. Jazakallah, L234. So please make sure that it is very important that all of the students, you know these 7 letters off by heart in order to teach anyone, whether it's your children or your friends or anyone. So Jazakallah, L234. So I'll ask a few more questions. So the next question is, how long do we have to prolong the short vowels? So if a word carries a short vowel, which is a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma, how long do we have to prolong those letters for? Please raise your hand. And I request the ST to choose a student.
Okay. L236.
L236. L236. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, L236.
I will give you another.
Yes, Jazak.
L296.
L296. Assalamu alaikum.
But for 1 second.
L296. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes.
Yes.
So
okay. For short vowel, we do for 1 second.
yes, that's right. And
for the long vowel, we do for 2 seconds.
yes. So it should be not shorter nor longer than 2 seconds for long vowels. And for short vowels, it's the same. It shouldn't be longer than 1 second. Okay. Jazakallah, L296. So one last question. Does anyone know what the letters which carry a fatha, a kasra, and a dhamma, what they are called? So I will give you an example. A letter which carries a fatha is called a maftuh. And if anyone knows for the other two, please raise your hand. Can I request the ST to
Yes.
choose a person?
L212.
L212. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes, you raised your hand.
Yeah, what was the question? Actually, I forgot.
So the letters which carry a fatha, a
Mm-hmm.
kasra,
Mm-hmm.
or a dhamma.
Mm-hmm. The letter with fatha is called maftu, and with kasra is called maksur.
Yes.
And I forgot about dhamma, in fact.
Okay. All right, that's
Actually,
fine.
I raised my hand for the previous question and I forgot to unraise it. That's
Okay.
why.
Okay, that's fine. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
L212. Can we pick a different student?
Yes, sure. L25. Go. Yeah. L252.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. So we already know that a letter carrying kasra is maksur and a letter carrying fatha is maftuh. So do you know what the last one is? A letter carrying a dhamma stroke?
Is it madmum?
Madmum. Madmum. I don't know if I heard it right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
What was this ID? Sorry.
L252.
L252. Jazakallah. Okay, so that was just a recap of the past few lessons. Now we are going to start today's lesson, which is letters of elongation. So there are 3 letters of elongation in Arabic, and they are alif, waw, and ya. Now the rule for the letters of elongation is very simple. Letters of elongation, which are also known as huruful mad, and because mad means to lengthen or to prolong, all huruful mad should be prolonged for about 2 seconds, counts, or beats. So here are some examples from the Holy Quran, and in each of these words we can see an example of each huruful mad. So we can see waw, ya, and alif. Now if we look carefully, we will notice something. So a waw of elongation is always preceded with the consonant carrying a dhamma stroke. A ya of elongation is preceded with a consonant carrying a kasra stroke, and an alif of elongation is preceded with a consonant carrying a fatha stroke. So as we can see in the other 2 words, it's the same case. So although the rule, which is to prolong for about 2 seconds, the rule is very simple. Sometimes people find it hard to identify the letters of elongation. So once we have identified, it is very easy to apply the rule. So now I'm going to go through these 3 words and I would like to request all the students to please recite after me. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Utina. Uzina. Nuhiha. All right. Jazakumullah. I hope that everyone was repeating after me in your homes. So, as I have already mentioned this, that to recognize or identify these letters of elongation, this is the simple rule. So, each of these letters of elongation, they have a particular setting in which they are recognized as the letter of elongation. So, an alif of elongation is always preceded by a consonant carrying the stroke of fatha. So, a consonant just means a letter, another letter carrying a fatha stroke. So, as we can see in these examples, here we have an alif of elongation because the previous letter, ha, is carrying a fatha stroke. So, the same rule applies to vaw of elongation and ya of elongation. Vaw of elongation is always preceded by a letter which carries a dhamma stroke. So as we can see here, we have a vaw of elongation because the previous letter alif is carrying a dhamma stroke. For ya of elongation, it is always preceded by a letter carrying the stroke of kasra. So as we can see here, we have ya of elongation preceded by the letter ta, which is carrying a kasra stroke. So now, before we practice with the students, so this is from Talimul-Quran, second edition, and the common errors 7, 8, and 9. These errors cover the letters of elongation, so we will just quickly go through this as well. So according to this book, do not prolong less than or more than 2 counts, seconds, or beats if an alif of elongation appears next to it. So if an alif of elongation appears next to a letter carrying a fatha stroke. So here we have some examples, some words. Can I request the ST to pick a student to go through these examples?
Yes. L207.
L207.
No. Okay. L201.
Assalamualaikum.
L201. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Can you please go through these examples?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Iyyaka la raiba
Okay.
illa.
Slowly, if you can read each word slowly, please.
Iyyaka la raiba illa Allah hala.
Jazakillah. L201. Okay. So now we are going to move to common error number 8, which is vowel of elongation. So do not prolong less than or more than 2 counts, seconds, or beats if a vowel of elongation appears next to it. So next to a letter which carries a dhamma stroke. So here we have a letter carrying dhamma stroke followed by vowel. So in this case, the vowel is identified as vowel of elongation. So again, can I request the ST to pick another student?
L207.
Assalamualaikum.
207. Walaikum
Assalamualaikum.
assalam. Walaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قو
Okay.
آمنوا
L207.
Yeah.
In the very first lesson,
Mhm.
and also huruf tafkhim, we learned about this qaf.
Okay, yeah, I can understand now. Yeah. قو آمنوا زروا كانوا كفروا.
Okay. So one more thing.
Mhm.
Although we have already covered the 7 thick letters, huruf tafkhim, there are also 2 more letters, the letter ra and lam, which are also pronounced thick in some situations. So for example, the letter ra, it will be pronounced thick if it is carrying a dhamma stroke
Okay.
or a fatha stroke. If it carries, so for example, in this case, if it carries a kasra stroke, then it will be thin. Okay, so instead of zaru, zaru.
Okay.
Okay, can you?
Zaru.
Yeah.
Kafaru. Is it? Or not?
Jazakillah. L207.
Jazakallah.
Okay. So now we will move on to ya. So ya of elongation, do not prolong less than or more than 2 counts, seconds, or beats if a ya of elongation appears next to a letter carrying a dhamma stroke. Sorry, that was vowel of elongation. If it is preceded by a letter carrying a kasra stroke. Okay. So can we have another student to go through these examples?
Okay. L230.
L230.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullah. L230. Can you please go through these examples?
The one at the bottom line.
Yes.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So it's you, he, يسر لي أمري ربي.
Okay. Amri. I don't know, it could be because we are obviously using technology, but I could hear the ra thick. So can you recite these 2 words again?
Yes, it's Amri Rabbi. The
Okay.
next one.
Yeah, this
Sorry,
one.
I can't see you clearly because I'm connected with my phone. So
Okay.
the screen is a bit smaller.
All right, that's fine.
Yes.
Jazakallah. L230. Okay. So now we have covered all 3 letters of elongation, and I don't know if anyone has noticed there is a lot of stress on the fact that it should not be prolonged less than or more than 2 seconds, counts, or beats. So I would just like to ask all of the students if anyone knows. Okay, before I actually ask the question, let's go through this. So this is also from the book Talimul-Quran. And in the book, it is mentioned that there are 2 types of errors. So firstly, there are errors which cause a change in the meaning of a word. And then we have another type of errors which affect the vocal beauty of the Arabic accent. So these are called Lahne Jali, major errors, and Lahne Khafi, hidden errors. So now I would like to ask the question, if we were to prolong letter of elongation, let's say, less than 2 seconds or more than 2 seconds, which type of error would that be? Can the students raise hand if you think you know the answer? Okay, and can I request the ST to please pick a student?
L227.
L227. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. L227. Yes.
Yeah, I think it will be Lahane Khafi.
Khafi. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If we are prolonged some letters.
Okay. So let me make this clear. The errors which cause a change in the meaning of a word are called Lahne Jali, major errors. And then the ones which affect the vocal beauty are called Lahne Khafi, hidden errors. So are you sure?
I think it's Lahane Jali, because if we are prolonged the letter, it can be confused with the kalimat, or maybe it can change the meaning.
Okay. So yeah, that's right. It's major error because it will change the meaning of a word. So if we go down, so here we have a word la raiba, which means no doubt. And then if we were to recite this word as la raiba, then it would mean sure there is a doubt. So this wouldn't just change the meaning of the word when we are reciting the Holy Quran. It will also change the meaning of the verse as well as the entire context of what we are reading. Right? So, okay. Yeah. So here we also have the same example. La raiba. Right? So if we were to shorten it or prolong it, it will change the meaning. And it is a major error. Okay? All right. So now we are going to practice some more with the help of using reciting from the Quran. So just give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. TA?
Walaikum salam. Can you hear me properly?
Yes. I'm going to handle over to you, and then you can take on from here.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah.
Okay.
I don't have the remote control as of yet.
Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. It should be with you now.
Yes, yeah, Jazakallah. Okay. So Assalamu alaikum everybody. So today we're going to practice the hifz. So we've learned rules, for example, about fatha, kasra, dhamma, and vertical fatha, vertical kasra, and inverse dhamma. So we're going to apply every single rule we've learned, including haruful mad rules, into our recitation. Okay. So SD, can I please have a student, Lajna, to recite the first two verses?
L204.
L20.
Hello,
Assalamu
Assalamualaikum.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, please.
Okay. So would you please be able to recite the first two verses?
Yes, please. Waminan nasi. Sorry, Auzu billahi. Sorry, I got confused.
No worries, no worries. Go on.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Waminan nasi may yaqulu amanna billahi wa bil yawmil akhiri wa ma hum bi mu'minin. Need to forward more?
Yes, please.
يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون.
Okay, Jazakumullah. I would first like to ask you, all the highlighted bits here, for example, what rule do you think applies on the noon here?
Shad.
So do you know what this sign is on top of noon? This
It's called shad.
tashdid, shad.
Tashdid,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
And when you have shadda or tashdid, what do you do with the letter?
We need to join the letter with the noon. Noon with noon.
Yeah, so it's shadda. So what do? You emphasize.
Nanna.
So you emphasize the letter. So instead of saying waminan nasi, you have to do waminan nas. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Well done. Okay. So look at this word. I was just give me a second. Look at this word. This word. Man yaqulu. So which letter is haruful mad?
Ku.
So give me one letter. Wow.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So we have three huruf mad: alif, wa, and ya. So what's the rule for huruf mad? So once you have huruf mad, what do you do with it?
Less than 2 seconds.
So not less than, up to 2 seconds.
Up to sorry, yeah, up to.
No worries. So man yaqulu. So for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So then, and when you have noon or mim tashdid, shadda. So tashdid. This is tashdid. So when you have noon with tashdid or mim with tashdid, what rule do you think applies?
To combine the letter.
Now, what rule? So okay. So everybody, whenever we have noon tashdid and mim tashdid. So here we are, the mim with shadda on top. is a gun. You have to give a gunna sound. Okay. So sorry. Amanna. Give us gunna sound. Okay.
Okay.
So try again, please.
Amanna.
Yeah. So by good. So by gunna sound, what I mean is to keep the noon sound in for a bit longer. So amanna. Try again.
Amanna.
Okay, excellent. So what do we have on top of alif? Yeah.
Vertical fatha.
What sign? Excellent. Well done. Vertical fatha. So the rule for vertical fatha is to prolong it for 2 seconds. Okay.
Yes.
So there were many instances where there were 2 seconds. Yes. There were many instances where we had vertical fatha, and you did not prolong it as long as it should have been. So I must have highlighted it somewhere. I think I've forgotten. But make sure you actually prolong it 2 seconds, okay? So amanna, amanu, and wabil yawmil akhir, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, well done. So we have over here we have wa as a haruf mad. What else? What other letter can you see in these two verses that you have recited that are included in haruf mad?
Alif. Hello.
Alif, well done. So give me an example.
Walla.
Assalamualaikum. So give me an example, please.
Walla.
Where is that?
Walladina.
Walladina. Okay, no. This is not an example. No. That's sorry.
Sorry, your voice is get break. What did you ask? Sorry.
Okay. So L20. Oh, sorry. So tell me, where else can you see haruf mad?
Haruf mad.
Okay. So for example, amanna. So this alif after the noon is an example of haruf mad. Okay. So then wabil yawmi. So the wa here is also an example of haruf mad. Walladhina. So the ja is also an example of haruf mad. Okay. So
Okay.
Jazakumullah, L204, Jazakumullah. Can we have someone else, please?
Yes. L214.
L214. Assalamu alaikum, L214.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay, so let me just go a bit down. Exactly. Okay. Would you please like to start from here, fi, and recite 2 verses?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مصلحون.
Excellent. Very well done, L214. Very well recited. Just few things. One thing is that whenever you have la, which means no, okay, so you're not meant to stop here, okay? And if you're out of breath by the time you reach here, what you have to do is you have to go back to the start and recite the whole thing again, okay? So in this case, we had two la in these verses. So what you had to do is you had to carry on, not stop, okay? Otherwise, it was very well done. One thing you did not do was, so what's the rule that applies on noon if it has tashdid? L214, do you know?
Yeah, you need to say gunna here. Innama.
Exactly, well done. So in nama, excellent, well done. So you might have forgotten to do it, but when you were reciting it, you didn't do it. So just keep in mind that you have to do a nasal sound, okay? Secondly, very well done for reciting thick letters from throat. Okay, so for example, muslihun. So the ha here would be a thick letter. So well done for doing that. Also, all the qaf, well done for thickening it. So very well done. Otherwise, it was very well done. What do you call this? Which is on top of wa?
Mad.
What letter is this? Sorry, what sign is this? Mad.
Mad.
There are two types of mad. There's one mad sagir and mad kabir.
Yeah.
So which one is
it? Yeah, Mad Sagir.
Mad sagir? Excellent, well done. So what's the rule for this? Do you know the rule for this?
Yeah, 4 seconds. We need to make it long 4 seconds.
Excellent. 3 to 4 seconds. Well done. Yep. Jazakumullah. It was very well recited otherwise. Okay. Let me see. Okay. In this letter, in this word, where can you see a haruf mad? This one.
Where is it? Yeah, boo.
This one. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
So
Boo.
this wa. Well done.
Yeah.
Yes. Well done. Well done. Excellent. Okay. Jazakumullah. So that was L214. Jazakumullah. Very well done. Okay. Can we have an next one, please?
L230. Okay.
L230.
Yeah, I think she is gone. L212.
Okay.
Yes, L212.
Assalamualaikum. Walaikum salam.
Okay, can you hear me correctly?
Yes.
Just give me a second. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Okay. So in the first verse, I said earlier. So for example, bil yawmi. So the wa in here is a lean letter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be haruf mad. It's a lean letter. So I made a mistake here. Sorry for that. Let's move on. Okay. start reading from here. Allah. So
From verse 13. Yes.
yes.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألا إنهم هم المفسدون ولكن لا يشعرون وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا كما آمن الناس كما آمن الناس قالوا أنؤمن كما آمن السفهاء ألا إنهم هم السفهاء ولكن لا يعلمون وإذا لقوا الذين
Yes,
آمنوا
very well read.
Okay. Jazakallah.
That's it. Sorry, 212. That's it, exactly. So one thing that I noticed was because you were reciting with tune, which is very good, mashallah. It was very well recited. The only thing was that sometimes you over prolonged the vertical fatha. For example, here, so you over prolonged it. You have to prolong it for 2 seconds, okay? No more than that.
Okay.
I know when you recite tune, you sometimes accidentally, prolong it more than it should have been. Just keep that in mind. Otherwise, very well done. Excellent.
Jazakallah.
Very impressed with your gunna sound, which is excellent. No mistakes of your mud. That's very good as well. In terms of your mud, how long you prolong your mud, what mud do you think this is?
This is Madde Kabir.
Excellent, Madde Kabir. So what rule do you think it is?
We will prolong it for 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 to 6 seconds. Well done. And how did your work here? So you did a correct work. I just want you to do it again, please. Start from Sufaha. Go on.
آمن السفهاء.
Excellent. So this Hamza turns, the Dhamma on top of Hamza turns into Sukoon.
Yes.
Okay, well done. Jazakumullah. Very well done, L212.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
So do we have more time? Yes. Jazakumullah. Can we have someone else now, please?
Yes. L245.
Hello.
Okay, L245. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Alaikum. Okay. So would you please like to start from Wa'idha, so verse number 15, and recite the next two, please? Let me just quickly scroll down.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا
وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون الله يستهزئ بهم ويمدهم في طغيانهم يعمهون.
Okay. Jazakumullah. Jazakumullah. Very well read L245 as well. Just few things. Let me just scroll up for a second. This is taking. Okay. Too much. Okay. So, for example, this verse number from here. What sign do you think is on top of alif on kama? Over here.
كما مد
What?
صغير.
Mad Sagir, excellent. So 3 to 4 seconds at least in terms of prolongation. So just make sure when you're reciting it, you do that, okay? I felt like you're doing it for 2 seconds only. Just make sure you prolong it for a bit further so that we can distinct between there's a distinction between Mad Sagir and vertical fatha, okay?
Yeah.
Another thing was okay, where can you see? Okay, in this, where can you see? Okay, that was a wrong verse, but it was the same point. It was from here, qalu. Okay, you have to prolong the lu, qalu, because we have madeh sagir on top. Okay, from this verse, from this word, where can you see haruf mad? The. Well done. So we have alif here. And from this word?
The.
Excellent, because we have ya here with a spoon on top. One thing you'd always notice is that with haruf mad, with alif as a haruf mad, the letter before that would always have a fatha on top. And that's how we can recognize a haruf mad alif, okay?
Yeah.
Then for haruf mad ya, so for this ya, you know the letter before that would always have kasra. And for wa, you know the letter before that would always have dhamma on top. So if you're unsure which wa or which ya or which alif is haruf mad, so just make sure look at the letter before that. It would have dhamma if it's wa, if haruf mad is wa. It would have kasra if haruf mad is ja. It would have fatha if haruf mad is alif. Okay, what rule is there for haruf mad?
Sorry.
So what rule do we have for haruf mad? How long do you think we prolong it for?
2 seconds.
Excellent, well done. 2 seconds. Okay. Can you recognize which letter in here? So وَإِذَا خَلَوْا إِلَى. So which letter in these words is a thick letter?
Kha.
Well done, excellent. So how would you pronounce it? Start from وَإِذَا until خَلَوْا, from until here.
وَإِذَا خَلَوْا.
Follow. Okay, so when you're, because it's thick letter, just make sure to round it a bit. Okay, so not much but a bit. Okay, so well done, it was well pronounced as well. What rule applies to inna? So we have known with tashdid. What rule do you think applies here?
This is ikhfa. Nasal sound.
Ikhfa, you sure? Exactly. Nasal sound.
Yeah.
Well done. So inna. So noon, which shadda would be a nasal sound. So what do we mean by nasal sound? How would you pronounce it?
Inna.
Excellent. So you keep the noon sound in for a bit longer than usual. So inna. Okay. Okay. What other letter would be given a gunna sound if it had tashdid on top?
Mim.
Excellent, well done. So meme, excellent, well done. Otherwise, it was very well done. Excellent. Jazakumullah L245. Jazakumullah. I would now hand over to our DT. Day teacher, you can have the control back, please.
Jazakumullah, everyone, and TA as well. Before we kind of conclude the class, I would like to mention just one thing for the last student, L245. So I'm sure most of you would know that on La, this, okay, let me highlight. This is a sign of pause, but it is prohibited to pause here. I'm sure most of you would know this. And L245, you did very well. You did not pause on shayatinihim or ma'akum. However, when you stopped at innama, you continued from innama. So it is suggested for la that we go back a few words and continue from there so that the meaning of the verse won't be affected. So instead of continuing from innama, please go back a few words. So for example, inna ma'akum innama nahnu mustahzi'un. Okay, Jazakallah. So I just wanted to point that. Now we are going to conclude our class, and I will quickly summarize everything that we have done in today's lesson as well as in the past few lessons. So I would like to do this by asking questions. So my question is, does anyone knows what a mufakham is? So which letters are called mufakham? If you think you know the answer, please raise your hand. Okay, and if I can request the ST to choose a student.
L204.
L204.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, L204.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. So, do you want me to repeat the question?
I can tell you is ha, sad, dot, ein, not ein, I think is gain.
Okay. Yes, that's right. So you're telling me the huruf at-tafkhim. The 7 letters.
Yes,
and
please.
My question was, what are mufakham letters, right? So the answer is huruf at-tafkhim. Each huruf at-tafkhim is called a mufakham.
Mufakham, okay.
Yeah. So that was the question. What is a mufakham? it's a thick letter. Okay?
Okay, thick letters.
Jazakallah L204. Okay. So, let me ask one more question. Okay, I have the TA has already covered this really well, but I would just I'm going to ask it. So, letters of elongation, they are prolonged for 2 seconds, and in this regard, they are similar to which vowels? So the time of prolongation is 2 seconds, and in this regard, they are similar to one of the vowels. If anyone can tell me. Okay. Can the ST please pick a student quickly? We are running out of time as well.
Okay.
L282. Oh, L283.
Yeah,
L283.
L283.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yes.
It's long vowels.
Yes, that's right. So because both of these letters of elongation and long vowels, they are prolonged for 2 seconds. So in this regard, they are similar to each other. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
L283. So okay, if everyone can lower their hands. Okay. Jazakallah. So once again, Jazakumullah everyone for joining today. And I would just like to remind one last time that from Monday onwards, we are going to be very strict if you are not entering with your correct ID. So please make sure that you enter the class, you join the class with your correct ID, which you can find in the confirmation email. So if you don't enter with your ID, you won't be able to enter the class, and we won't be able to obviously count your attendance. And this can have an effect on your overall performance. So, Jazakumullah. We are going to end the class now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.